Hey guys, this is Julian, and today I'm here in Paris, France. Yo, was geht up? Max here with Real Social Dynamics. But seriously, if you are here right now watching this video, it's probably because you watched my last video about RSD that I made about a month and a half ago, where I was explaining what might have happened to them because all the coaches have pretty much left and all the videos are pretty much gone and no one really knows what happened because they never explained themselves. Anyway, this video is just going to expand on the last one because quite frankly, I didn't really know what I was talking about in the last one, but rightfully so because they never explained what happened, so nobody really knows. We only have our theories. But it turns out I only presented maybe a fourth of the possible theories. You guys sent tons of comments showing all the other stuff that might have happened to them. So with that being said, let's get right into it. I'm Michael Dennis and I make videos about confidence, productivity, and happiness so you can get shit done and love every step of the way. If you're new to this channel, I highly suggest you hit that subscribe button so you get 2 more videos just like this every week. All right, I'm gonna start with this first comment just because it's not even about what happened to RSD, but I just think it was hilarious. So he says, I went through Max's RSD mentoring program in early 2019. Overall, wasn't worth the $3,000 in my opinion. It was basically 8 weeks of being in a Facebook group with Max, who was almost never even in it, and about 5 or so of his coaches, who honestly looked like 30-year-old incels who just lost their virginity and learned basic men's fashion off YouTube. Oh my god. I'm just picturing like a greasy, like 35-year-old dude wearing a denim jacket watching Alpha M or something. Not that there's anything wrong with Alpha M, but you get the point. All right, so this next comment explains that showing infield video of pickup was flagged as sexual misconduct by YouTube. At first, this made total sense to me. I saw this and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a good point. Probably these infield videos nowadays aren't received very well, and so YouTube just cracked down and took them all out. But then someone else brought up the point that even if YouTube took the videos down, they could have just put some of those videos back up somewhere else, like on their own website. And even if they didn't do that, whether it's because they're lazy or whatever, I don't get why they wouldn't just post another video saying, hey guys, all our videos just got deleted, we're really sorry. It just turns out that nowadays this type of stuff isn't acceptable anymore. If they had said something like that and they came out and made a statement about it, it would look so much less shady and sketchy, because right now all we can do is make rumors and speculate. And another one of the types of comments that I got a ton of are the ones talking about either the Me Too movement or feminism or even MGTOW. I could definitely see how these things would make pickup a lot harder to navigate these days, especially with stuff like the Julian scandal, which I mentioned in the last video. But real quick, I just have to say, I think the whole MGTOW thing is just absolutely ridiculous. Changed my mind. But next comment. They're a bunch of crooks whose mask has been removed. Scam artists in disguise. His fans are quite pathetic. I feel sad for their fans. No, but seriously, he does have a decent point. In the last video, I explained how the super high pricing of these courses might have made it a little bit scammy. And maybe people are just catching on to the idea that, maybe it's kind of a scam. RSD helped me turn my life around after high school. Will always be glad for the content they had. Same here, bro. Next comment. As of today, their channel are ending. Now this next comment really interested me because he says, sorry man, but it seems you didn't read Mystery Method. I invite you to, since in that book is already all the concepts that RSD used and amplified with marketing to get all this company with hours of BS content, blah, 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 blah. So I went ahead and I watched a summary of this book and holy shit, this book literally sounded like the RSD Bible. So technically RSD came out in 2002 and the Mystery Method, the book, came out in 2006. So technically RSD came out before the book came out, but RSD wasn't as big until probably much after that. But this book literally just lays out the whole game process as being attract, then comfort, then seduce, which I remember watching an RSD Jeffy video where he explains that exact process. It also mentions the 3-second rule for if you see a girl that you find attractive, within 3 seconds you have to go up and approach them before the approach anxiety kicks in. This is something that I heard from I think Max and probably all of the instructors at some point. It also talks about investment in terms of emotional and time and all that. The push-pull in terms of giving a girl validation, but then also sometimes negging. It talks about indicators of interest, or IOIs. It talks about conversational rapport, which I always hear Jeffy talking about. It talks about having fun and enjoying the process and not being too worried about the outcome. freedom from outcome, something that Tyler and Max and all of them talked about all the time. It talked about bringing a girl to different locations, like throughout the venue or even to a different venue and stuff, to do something called time bridging, where you make it seem like you've been together a much longer time because you've had more experiences together, so it strengthens your relationship. Something else I had seen in RSD. So I'm not sure where I was actually going with that, because that doesn't really answer the question of what happened to RSD, but I just thought it was super interesting and worth mentioning. All right, so in the next comment, someone said, "I'll tell you what happened." So there was this thread on Reddit, like in the end of 2018, where some feminists collected the videos where RSD supposedly encouraged guys to rape / dominate women, etc. It got really popular. They got afraid and shut down their website. And then in the comments of that comment, he went on to explain how there was another situation like this. So while I'm not familiar with that particular incident, I'm sure stuff like that happens all the time. And I could see how too many of those incidents building up would reflect badly on the company and maybe make them want to go in a different direction. Next comment. That Julian scandal was really the final shift in them changing, I feel. They pretty much got spanked on national TV and had to switch their game up. That's the feeling I got. So yeah, that's a pretty good point. The Julian scandal happened, what, 2014, 2015, something like that? But I actually got into RSD really late, only in like 2017 or so. And at that time, the videos were still super high quality, at least the ones from Max, Julian, Tyler, and sometimes the other guys. But it wasn't until sometime in 2018 or maybe even 2019 when all these videos got deleted and the company just really started to go in a different direction. So maybe it was the Julian scandal, but who knows? Next comment, "Bro, you should turn down the music a little more. It's kind of hard to hear everything." All right, but seriously, next comment says, "What happened to Todd was between Todd and the RSD company. He had issues with the payment of his work within the company and demanded more. Thus, Nick Coe and Owen Cook decided that it was best to let Todd go as they couldn't come to an agreement." I obviously don't have any inside scoop on what's happening behind the scenes in RSD, so I can't confirm if this is true or not. But again, it's another interesting comment that sparks a lot of discussion, and I think I saw another comment similar to this, so he might be onto something. But I think I really know what happened to Todd. I think what happened to Todd is there's a cringy video that got out of him totally failing with 3 girls at a park. It was really bad and would reflect badly on RSD. Something tells me that's not quite enough. I've seen plenty of cringy stuff from all of these guys. I think Max even did a video one time of all of his fails, just videos of him getting rejected. So I don't think that's quite it. All right, now this comment was probably my favorite of all of them because there's a little bit of credibility behind it. This guy says, "I went to a seminar this past winter where Owen was speaking about why it happened. He said it was a combination of feminism, MGTOW, and other groups pushing their agendas, and they destroyed his business. I'm not really sure how, seeing as you still have freedom of speech and it's not illegal to talk to girls. So it just seemed like something happened internally and they're avoiding talking about it, perhaps due to legal ramifications." All right, so this is my favorite comment of all of them because he has that little bit of credibility that, assuming he's not lying, he actually went to a seminar where Owen spoke about what happened, which is already more than we see on YouTube. Nobody's talking about what happened. And it says that Owen himself said that it's a combination of feminism, MGTOW, and all these other groups pushing against them, and it kind of destroyed their business, which shows that, okay, maybe that stuff did have at least a little bit of an effect on the company. But then, as he mentions here, of course, you still do have freedom of speech and it's not illegal to talk to girls, etc., etc. So maybe there's more to it. And what more could there be to it? Maybe there's legal ramifications. Maybe they have some sort of NDA or something and people just aren't allowed to talk about what happened. Because at least in my opinion, it would make it look way better if they actually just came out and explained what happened. But why aren't they doing that? Maybe because they can't. But thank you guys for commenting so much on that last video. It really helped expand the discussion, and that's why I'm making this video, because I realized that I missed a lot of points and you guys brought up a lot of really good points, so thank you. So what really happened to RSD? I mean, the obvious answer is that nobody knows for sure. But based on everything I've seen and based on all your guys' comments, I think it comes down to a few main points. Clearly, things like the Julian scandal and even just typical infield videos are no longer quite as acceptable in today's PC/feminist/MGTOW/everything culture. But if that was the case, then why wouldn't they just come out and say it? I mean, according to the one comment, it sounds like Owen did say that, at least in one seminar one time. But I haven't seen any video of Tyler or anyone else actually explaining this, which leads you to think that there must be something else going on, stuff going on behind the scenes, whether it's pay disputes like what you guys think happened with Todd, or other legal ramification stuff. Maybe they have some sort of NDA, non-disclosure agreement, where they can't talk about RSD stuff anymore after they've left the company. company. So the ultimate lesson is that nobody really knows why they're keeping their mouth shut about this, but at least we have theories. I know that's not a satisfying answer. I know you wanted a concrete answer, but there isn't one. So you can go ahead and leave a dislike if you didn't like that. But like I said, this is a follow-up video to the last one, so I tried not to repeat myself too much. So if you feel like you're still missing information and you hadn't seen that last video, maybe go ahead and watch that. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed already, I highly suggest you do so because I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, which means I'm doing a giveaway. More information on that to come, but if you like free stuff, hit subscribe. And if not, then at least hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Peace.